they can get you here. Talking every night, still don't feel alright. Kiss me through the phone, help me feel alone. Baby, you got it and you know that you got it, so why don't you come over? Won't you come over? Won't you come over? Won't you come over? Won't you come over? You know I never get excited when I find my room lighted by the glow of a TV screen. And nobody ever told me that in times when I'm lonely I should call, baby, how you been? And tonight was something different, a little hint of licorice, a voice coming.
Hey everyone, it's Docfire. It's time for another. It's time for another video. That's what it's time for. Just working on a gun. I figured I'd just go live on it. This is that Meteor that I got in. It's kind of one of the first gen Meteors where it's got a lot of metric parts on it, a lot of metric screws. I don't know what model this one is. I don't know. Anyway, I figured I'd bring you along for the ride and stuff like that. I want to see. I want to be able to add an image here. You know what? Let me see here. Let me do a couple things. Take that off. Go to here. I want to make sure that's working because yeah, that's working. And I'm going to add a picture. Photos, yes, right here. Confirm. Perfect. That's good. All right, save that. There we go. And kind of want to add a thing to this. Hold on, I'm going to add some things. Edit. I want to add HDMI 1. Yeah, I can add that to it. We're going to put this up in the corner. We're going to frame it. Put another color. We're going to pick orange. Nice little color. Frame. I think I could do white color corners. I'm going to put some corners on it. There we go. Just doing some stuff here real quick. Position. Yeah, that's good. We'll save that. And oh, it's up on that screen already. So hey, just want to do a quick shout out real quick to my sponsor, GI Sports. They own Empire, JT, and probably a whole bunch of other names. They are the paint sponsor for me. I don't have any paint around here. And just paint. And if they want to sponsor other stuff, that's cool. But I shoot their paint for testing and stuff like that. But I just want to give a shout out to them. And I want to give a shout out to SAC Paintball, Sacramento, California. They're a GI retail store. And that's where I picked my paint up from. And then their main store was Modesto, in Modesto, which is Extreme Paintball, which is Modesto. I think they just moved here within the last year. So it's be really. I haven't been there yet to their new store. It's a little farther for me to drive. And then their online store is Black Friday Paintball. I don't have their logos up here. I probably could get them up here, but I don't have them here. But anyway, that's today's video sponsor. For today's video, yippity skippity zippity doo dah. So let's get this gun going, this marker going. I'm going to start putting some screws together. Find all my screws. Oh, I was going to bring up chat box. That. There we go. I don't know if anyone's here or not. Let's see if it's working on YouTube. Yeah, so that's working. And it's a weird time to do a show, so that's working there. I'm looking at my phone. Let's see if it's over on Facebook also. Should be live. I am. Yeah, so we are on board there. And so any comments you guys have, no problem. And if people show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. That's just life. I'm sure people are doing much more important things today than coming to a live stream. Oh, this is metric. So I have my metric stuff right here. Have them out here waiting. This body got hot tanked. Actually, I do want to put a little bit of purple Loctite on these things. Just a little dab will do me right there. Purple Loctite, just enough to doesn't vibrate loose. Purple so that they can get it out. Screw this down. I did get a kind of a neat marker in for service today from a customer. It's an original STO, original P-block STO, and it's pretty cool. It's got the pot metal frame on. It's the team edition of the STO, so it had the red pneumatics on it. I think they were called the team edition. Still got the pot metal frame, which is kind of cool. So we'll see how that comes along. That's the wrong screw for that. That's the right screw for this. Let's see. This is the feed neck the customer sent me. I don't know. This is it's a nice feed neck. I don't know if this is the Empire GS or something like that. See if I can snap it on there. Sometimes I can just push them on. There we go. Look at it. Did he snap on there all the way? Yeah. He's not going on any further. I don't think he is. Well, maybe I'm not on all there. Maybe I'm not. Let me make sure this is actually going to work on this guy. It may not. Let me get my little Belleville disc here. We're going to do the reverse tricky. I'm going to trick it in reverse. Hey Morris. Yeah, maybe it is an eclipse. I don't know. I lose track of all this stuff. Could be an eclipse. You're probably right. I am most likely wrong. It's well built, I'll tell you that. So you're probably hitting the market on that one. Gonna do my little spreader trick here. Nope, that didn't work. Come on, get in there. It's sometimes they will work on these guys, and sometimes they won't. Okay, yeah, there. Oh, there it is. So if I go and I loosen that, yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, that is working on there. A little nicer feed neck. I never know the names of the customers. I always forget the names of the customers. I'm not good with names. So, if this is your marker, give me a shout out, I guess. I'll take this screw out. It's actually a really well built feed neck. Where it says, let me go like this. Yep, D. Morris. I think you are 100% correct. At least I'm going with that. Oh, it sure fits nice. It actually looks good on this. It's the right mat and everything. Looks good. Looks good. The one thing I haven't got, I need to get ball detents. I don't have he has ones in here that are used, and they could use a little bit of little bit of love. So I'm not going to put those in right away. Here's the feet that was on it. It was the original one, the Meteor one. So, and Meteor does, I think, normally copy. When I say copy, they mimic Planet Eclipse on a lot of things. Like their new regulator is an SL3 regulator in all regards. Okay, so that's on. Let's start working on the lower tube kit. We need that. We need, what things do we need here? I need parts. Oh, there's the valve. We're going to need a nut that goes in the bottom right here. This nut should fit in perfectly right there. Yep, that's the bottom nut. Uh-oh. It's Mark Davis, so I'll call him back later. I will call him back later. If I have your gun, I am working on them. I'm slowly getting them done. Not the fastest person here. My rag. I should have pulled the O-rings off and then clean this, because there's like Dow 33. Oh, the white grease everywhere, which gets cakey. I mean, I like Dow 33. Works good. Hey, Cyclone 3711. I always love the YouTube names are, you know, tied. They kind of remind me. People never use their real names. I get it. I totally get why. You know, it's like, it just always makes me laugh. Let's see, O-rings right here. Need to make another order from the O-ring store, I think, on certain sizes. I think these are 15s. Let me see. Yes, they are. I need 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. At least they're close enough. Look at that. Now, we may be changing this. We may be putting in a little different setup in this. We may change this, or we may do some milling. I got to talk to the customer. Hold on, he says. Okay, I'm holding on. I get what you're throwing down. Get my paintbrush to paintbrush on some lube. They're all greasy. I'm all greasy now. That goes there. O-rings set right there. Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Hold on. Doc. Got to get that attack gold chamber. Well, you know, for breeze cells, it's Matt. Matt, is this your gun? I don't know. It's easy. The nice thing about these, it's easy for me to pull this out. That's one thing I like about this design. Is that it's easy to go and pull out the gold chamber, or pull out this chamber and put in another chamber. So it's not, you know, it's not a pain in the ass, in essence. Oh, I need this guy right here, and I need the screw for that. That goes in here. Where did I put the screw? Oh, there it is. And so we can put in a, I think this is a 14. Maybe it's a 15. No, it's a 15. I was wrong as usual. Put a little bit of lube on that. Just a little bit. A little dabble, do you? Just kind of holds things in there. Then a little lube on the bolt's always good. Never hurts. No, oh, not here. It's okay. I don't know why it isn't either. It makes no difference to me. It just makes me laugh. This should be metric too. There's the bummer things. A lot of metric stuff. And I know he doesn't do metric anymore. Come on, get going. There it goes. And I just go snug on that. Doesn't need to be. The one downfall on having like a complete 11/16 lower tube is, and you have these cartridges. And the cartridges are the screw points for like the vertical ASA and the frame and stuff like that. This is the front frame. You can essentially pull down the whole cartridge, and the top of the O-ring will start to leak potentially. See a lot of 11/16 valves, if someone tightens the bottom screw too much, it pushes that whole valve body up, and then the bottom O-ring will leak. And it's not a big deal. It's just you just got to be ready for it. Ready and willing. Oh, why didn't I get this out? Oh, a couple things. That's out. That's there. No, I can do that in a minute. Don't need to do that right now. Couple 12s right there. Let's put those O-rings there. Couple 12s on the Meteor banjo bolt. And so I don't know. We may go with the tactics. What do you think about? Let me put this post up here. This is Josh. Josh Gross. How do you pronounce that? So what do you think about the Ninja Ultralight rig? I was talking to Gork about my mini, like Gork, AI Gork, a mini rig from Crossfire, and he said, I was talking to Gork. Hold on, I gotta put this back up. Send. About my mini rig from Crossfire, and he said that the Ninja Ultralight was most likely the Crossfire Mini. Well, the only difference in the Ultralight on those regs, oh yeah, AI. Yeah, don't trust AI, dude. Yeah, look, especially in paintball, there's so much poor information out there. I've actually kind of looked. I did a kind of deep dive using a couple different AIs. And I'd say the AI has its place. You know, it's not a bad thing. It definitely has its place. But if you rely on it as the gospel, then you're sending yourself down a road. So just be careful with that. The ultralight was essentially the standard Ninja reg, not their Pro V2 reg. With the bonnet wasn't steel. They used a steel bonnet that the coating they put on the steel to protect it was a bronze coating. It was like it's electroplated bronze on it, and that bronze did a couple things. And then they blackened it. You can blacken brass and bronze with a chemical. This is like I think Doc is actually a machine from Cyberdyne. I can't prove it. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I'm not real. Yeah. So anyway, so on the original, on those, I don't know if I have a bonnet here. Hold on a second. Let me see. I may have one right here. These are the Pro V2s. Yeah, this is a Pro V2. And when I say about the bonnet, so customers, smart customers send me in their reg, and I'll service it at the same time when I'm working their gun. These bonnets were steel also. And, hey, Jason. Yeah, that stands for Dick 2000. these are still two. Ththese Pro V2s. This was the ball style. But the ones, if it had the movable where you could position it in the Ninja Ultralight, then it was a Pro V2. But the only difference, what it was an Ultralight, is all the bottoms are aluminum, okay? And then it was the top was either on the Pro V2 or the standard was steel. And the steel one, it was it was machined out of steel and then impregnated, or not impregnated, but plated with a bronze plating and then blackened with a chemical. And if you ever notice when you screwed your gun, that bronze created a lubrication. It was a nice lubrication, so you didn't have that like galling feeling of steel and into aluminum or something like that. And what A&S did is A&S, from my understanding, went to Ninja and said, hey, look, we're going to order a ton of rigs from you, but we want to have a lighter version. We want an aluminum bonnet. And they were originally, I think, just made for A&S with aluminum bonnets. But internally, they were the same. The only difference between the Pro V2 with the adjustable, positionable, the guts were pretty much the same, except on the regular reg, it used a coil spring, and on the Pro V2, it used a stack of Belleville discs. But the sealing mechanism, the little nylon, like quarter-inch ball they had there, I think was all the same. At least all the ones that I've had. Now, there's some different variants that kind of go along. And then when you compare it to a Crossfire, it essentially, yes, a lot of these regs are almost all identical on the inside, to a certain degree. I don't think I have any more rebuild kits. Do I? I think I'm all out of them, yeah. I'm all out of rebuild kits. I don't have a reg here that's torn apart. But the piston has on the Crossfires, the piston had, the end of the piston, instead of having the nylon ball bearing as a reg seat, it had a flat little disc. And it was either like out of a hard, like nylon, it's a hard material. And I don't know what happened to Crossfire. They were probably bought out. Maybe Ninja bought them out. It was Crossfire and PMI, and then I think Ninja made all those regs for everyone. I can't remember the whole get up on that, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, they're all essentially, they all function fairly close to exactly the same for the most part. So it's not. I wouldn't get too bogged down. What I would get involved in is if you are buying a reg, I always say look at serviceability, number one. If you're not servicing your reg, if not twice a year, depending on where you live. The coastal, you should probably do it 3 times a year, like a high moisture content where you're getting a lot of calcium or a lot of water. Moisture pumped into your tank, and then it gets being pumped to the reg, and if they're not maintaining their filters and stuff like that. Yeah, I think they're all essentially, it was someone designed it, probably didn't patent it, which is just the case, and everyone copied each other. But PMI, if I remember, was kind of the big company that was the commercial company that was making it, and PMI I think was Ninja. I don't remember exactly. Oh, you know what? Why did I do this way? So, they all work the same. In most cases, most of those PMI regs or those other regs that you're telling me about, that other reg, is the only reason that they don't work anymore is because either they were bound to 3,000 psi, which could be one thing, or the O-rings went bad, and the people just bought another reg because the Ninja standard was $69, or a Pro V2 was like $99, or maybe that was $69. They were cheap. They were kind of disposable to a certain degree, and it was hard to find parts for them. Let's see. I think I do need this one for that. So anyway, I was wondering actually who makes HK tanks. I don't know. There's used to be only a few tank manufacturers. Carlton used to be one of them. Luxfer was another one, and then that was back in the 90s and 2000s. I want to say Carlton was the ones that Smart Parts used on their original HPA system, because I think I had a Carlton tank when I got my HPA back in the day, and so probably Carlton, but there's a whole bunch of different manufacturers out there on that. A lot of Chinese manufacturers, because a lot of stuff went overseas. I don't know who makes the tanks now. Let me see. Do I have one here? Let's see. I got a tank right here. This is A&S gear. This one's made by Inocom, but its born on date was 2012. So then I have this right here, which is got stickers and everything, but this one is made by, I think it's something with this GC here. It doesn't say. Maybe it's just hidden under. Oh, it's probably hidden under the sticker, so I can't really see. Here are the tanks here. No, I don't. So yeah, right, yeah. I think we all got pissed off at Smart Parts. But they weren't the only company that was playing dirty like that. They just the ones that were the loudest. You got to realize that. But they did make some pretty quality stuff. As much as I didn't like them either, they made some nice stuff. Okay, that goes there. Now I can shove this back into here. I'm trying to cut my O-rings. Hopefully you don't cut them. They go like right there. That goes right here and there. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there. There we go. So just go down like that. Let me think here. Let's see. So I'll go for those guys. Yeah, so I want to say the ultralight was born out of A&S. When I was talking the Ninja back in the day, or back not. What's going on there? Well, that's weird. Why is that not? What did I forget here? Did I forget something? I'm losing it, man. Oh, my spring went somewhere. Where'd my spring go? Did I drop it? Great. Well, where'd the spring go? Just had it a second ago. I bet you it's on the ground here. Let me get my flashlight. I put the spring somewhere. I dropped it somewhere. I must have dropped it on the ground here. Well, son of a biscuit. I'm sitting there doing 1,000 different things. Well, I'll have to find that spring. So that's not going to work. If I throw it in here, I put it somewhere. Oh, I just found it. It's on the end of this. It's stuck to that. I'm like, I used it to kind of guide it in there. This time I'm not going to really stick it to it. I'm just going to lightly put it in there. Come on. Okay, the spring's there. Okay. Ah, I feel like a moron. Doesn't take much. Oh, man. Voice call. Matt Lovelace. Okay, hold on a second. I'll put you guys on mute. Hey, Matt. Oh, did I hang up on him? No, I have a missed call. Hold on a second. Let me put you guys on mute real quick. So this is everyone. This is Matt, who's on the chat with me right now, letting me know that I'm an idiot. This string is on the spoon, dummy. Thanks, Matt. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, just looking out for you.
All right. Yeah, I'm like, where'd that thing go to? Like, why isn't there any? I mean, I tested it. I do the testing for a reason. I go, let me test the feel the valve feels, and I'm like, there's no spring in here. And I'm like, yeah, feeling like a dummy. Doesn't take much though. All right, hey, I appreciate it, Matt.
Hey, anytime, bud.
Back to breaking things.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
Bye. Yeah. It's the ultralight can be seen on tank traps. Tank trap. So ultralight can be seen on tank trade ups for $49. I would recommend that the powerhouse hookup seems to be So I'll tell you this. Hold on, let me find. I'll be right back. Give me a few seconds. Be right back. Right back. Okay, coming back. Coming back. Hold on. Coming back. Close that door. I thought I had another. Oh, it's right there. So I brought some show and tell in. So there's no crossfire, right? What we all remember. Great little rag. I don't know if I can take this one apart. No, it's. They did all these things. Back then, they were so afraid that we were going to blow each other up that these were great little rags. This is probably 3,000 PSI. Yeah, it's a 3,000. Tank pressure. You could probably run higher. It's probably not going to hurt. I don't know what the 4,000. It's probably burst disc. Is probably the only thing. Great rag. Super heavy. Built like a tank. Then there's this Mortal Air. This is the ones they've had for a while. These ones I cannot get to work. They last a little bit for me. Then the spring cap goes flat on it. But this right here is probably my most favorite rag. It's the Hyperflow by, what's the name of this company? They had the Danaflow, the Hyperflow. I'm losing the name of this company. These I loved. These worked really good. And they had a really unique rag seat. Yeah, I can't do it. I've picked a couple of these up in a parts lot because I want to rebuild the rag seats for them. So yeah, silver was 3,000, blue was low output, and red was the high. Yeah, that's right. And then here's the new Empire Flow. This is, I just picked this up. I have two of these rags. Got this from John Dresser's, his store. He does whatever his store is called. But this has where you have a little screw, and what depends on, you flip these screws around, you can go from high pressure to low pressure. Kind of a nice little setup. I didn't realize there's a ding in this rig. It's kind of a neat little setup. You can rebuild like certain things while it's under pressure. You're not supposed to change the pressure when it's under pressure. Kind of cool. It's a neat thing. But this is what I was going to show you. This is Oh yeah. So here's the other two rags. So here's the powerhouse hook. I like this rag. This is a good rag. It's built like a Ninja Pro V2. It's the only difference in this rag is you can't adjust. No, you can. You can bonnet adjust this one. I bought the stainless steel bonnet, and it comes with aluminum standard. And the stainless steel one, to me, it makes it just as good as any of the other stuff. Powerhouse makes a good rag. Nothing wrong with those. That with the washers in it. Oh, huh? No, I haven't. Is a nice rag. Here is a Pro V2 rag, and it has the stainless steel bonnet that I bought from PBG, Paintball Gateway, or Paintball Glen. That's really what it is, Paintball Glen. He's on eBay. You can find these stainless steel bonnets, the replacement bonnet for like Pro V2s and some of the HK Army stuff. I just ordered an HK Army rag because they've got some new designs. I wanted to try them out. I like regulators. What can I say? I like messing with them. So yeah, I just want to learn how they're. What do they do? What's different? 9 out of 10. They're all exactly the same. It's just how they set their reg seat to operate to a certain degree. The Empire Flow is pretty technical, and it's an interesting setup. There's more to that. There's a lot of engineering went in that reg, and I have 2 of them. One that I took apart just to look at it. When I put it back together, it still functions, but now it runs at a much lower pressure than advertised. So I think it's the reg seat, and I've been waiting for them to come up with parts. So anyway, let me catch up on here. I don't have any issues. I just got to catch up. Let's see. Powerhouse. Yeah. So I always say this. My friend is a market for an air system for those. Ninja's gone-ish. They're kind of gone back. I don't know what the deal is with them. There really isn't any major announcements that I've seen. Some small stuff that they were bought out. I always liked Ninja. I thought they worked good, and people would say, "Well, my Ninja overpressurized." Well, a lot of people never service their regs, and they just run it. And I don't know. It's kind of like not changing the fuel filter in your car. At some point, it's not going to run anymore because the fuel filter gets plugged. Well, those regs, if you keep on putting dirty air in it, and that's the first line of dirt out of your tank, that's because you got a crappy air system that the field is not maintaining. That goes, the first line of path that it hits is that reg seat and those O-rings it's got to go by. And it deposits dirt in there. And if you're not, when I say at least once a year, degas and taking the reg off your bottle, washing your bottle out with some water, get any deposit out of there. It's not going to hurt it. Let it dry. It's not going to hurt it. Just wash it out with some just clean water. Don't use any detergents, just water. And then take your reg apart and wipe it off, inspect the O-rings, and then use the recommended lube, which is not a petroleum-based lube. It's a silicone-based only, and I think it's this one right here. It's what I use. It's 111, which is 100% silicone grease. But use whatever the manufacturer says. Buy it from them. Be on the safe side. And just lightly lube it up and reassemble it. And, get yourself one of those, CP tester things, which I need to get a hold of CP. So I ordered some stuff from them. It's not here yet. Let me call and see where that is. They said, did it come already? I don't know. I don't know if it came or not. But get yourself, sorry, mine's all over the place. Get yourself I don't know if I can probably show you this. Let me see if I can get this. Well, let's see if I can screw this. This was my tester. This is got a Ninja rag on it, and it's the standard rag. This is a great example. Great little rag. I'm using Teflon. Look out. And I just bought a high pressure MPT 1/8 inch to MPT 1/8 inch, and this is the CP tank tool that allows you. It's like a tankless tool, and I screw this into my scuba tank. I have a little CP on off, and this is what I test all my rags with. But you can test this rag. You can make sure it works and functions and does all the shiny happy things you want it to do. And you could. I've hardlined mine, but that little CP tank thing, it's usually got a quick connect, and you can quick connect it to your yoke if you have a scuba tank. If you actually have a scuba tank. So, before I put this in here, I'm gonna polish. This is missing some stuff, so we're gonna do some things to it. But anyway, that's what I do. And then service your shit. And if you're not servicing it with someone like me, then send it to Jason or send it to Bearder Works, or if you trust your local store. I'm not bagging on any local stores. I know, like in Southern California at what's his name? He does a lot. He's an OG cocker player down there that does a lot of repair and everything. I'm losing his name around. Super friends with Chris Crisino and that crew, part of the Daggers, if I recall. He does a lot of service. He worked at Pinball Gateway for a long time. But anyway, I have a yo hang. You have a yo hang? Your nuts hang lower than your dick does. Josh, you have a yo hang. Is that an air compressor? The yo hang air compressor? Is that what you're talking about? Those are nice. Or is it a yo hang regulator? A lot of Chinese junk out there. Yes, it does have a positional bonnet. The Empire does. Yeah, so I don't want to say anything bad about the Empire. I had one that I took apart and reassembled, and it's now at different pressures. That could be 100% on me. I bought a second one, it works fine. But I'm not out there shooting these regs, 8 hours a day on the field. So you got to remember that. So longevity is not. I heard through the rumor mills they had some issues with some of these, and they were having some the burst discs going, or something was going on them, and they were having some issues with them. And so I think they were trying to fix those. And the funny thing is, GI's been pretty good about getting stuff on the market. Brian Greenspan is doing a lot of commercials for them, which is good. It's a smart move there. He's got a good attitude and seems to be having fun. But see what's down in there. Does it go all the way through? It does go all the way through. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Let's get all the dirt out of there. Let's see how far that goes through. So anyway, I lose track of. Okay, that screw goes all the way through, so we can do two different ways here. What was I saying? I'm losing my mind. They're not bad, but I've heard through the grapevine that they may be having some issues with them. But they're a big company; they're going to take care of their stuff. Powerhouse can't go wrong with. I always say, and I'm a big proponent for Made in the USA, so I would rather support a company that's USA. And I have to say one thing, Powerhouse has done a great job of being at events. You have to commend them. They put in the hours. And now what Powerhouse is infamous, I don't know where the hook rag, I think it's USA made. I'm almost positive it said it was, and I think it even has the damn flag on the side. Let me see. Does it have the flag? I thought it said made in the USA. I thought it said somewhere made in the USA. but they have parts. You can buy components for it, reg seats, new springs. You can buy parts for it, and that's really a big thing in my book. And they're rebuildable. And if you, quite frankly, if you maintain your reg and you like if you say, look, I'm gonna make that. If I play a lot, I'm gonna on a powerhouse reg, I'm gonna replace that reg seat twice a year. Buy a whole bunch of reg seats from them. Put a fresh one in. They're cheap. If you're a recreational player, replace that reg seat once a year. Just do it. I recommend that on Ninjas. I recommend that on, if you can do it. And the reality is the reg seat's just that little nylon ball, and you can pop them out. You buy the reg seat. I'm pretty sure it's nylon. I'll have to check, but I would do that. PH Pro DNA did an ad on workup about being all made and assembled in the. Yes, yeah, right. I thought they did. Yeah, so good stuff. I always try to support, our workers that are manufacturing here, if I can, and I would like to see some of these other companies, like I'd like to see HK, take their reg design and have them made here. I'd like to see Empire. I don't know if they're made overseas, where they're made. I would like to see that a little more. I know it's tough. It's hard in a paintball industry where bottom line is, look, we're staying alive because we're just making enough money. So it's, I get why they go overseas, but, I don't know. I just kind of hope that they're going to start coming back here. I'm going to polish this, so this hammer's not going to go in right away. But I am going to do one other thing. I need to get my little nylon pieces. They're up here. I have one right here. I'm going to do the old shock tech trick here. That's just my 2 cents. There's nothing against the Chinese stuff. It works. It's fine. It's, try to find a barrel that's made in the USA today. Good luck. They're just not really out there. Okay, there we go. This can come up from the bottom here. I'm putting the nylon lock in here, and I can polish it after, because I'll leave the lug on here and I'll do a little polish work on it. This will get polished. But making this to where it actually does what it's supposed to do and not come loose on you and move around. Perfect. Little fuzzies in there. Feels good. A little polish on it. Take off any little burrs and stuff. We'll go polish that. Let's see, what else can we work on? Yeah, I agree with you. We're not gonna. Yeah, I mean, there's the fact of the matter that prices went up, and inflation happened, and we usually don't see a big deflation. We just see eventually wages move up to that inflation to where, it's not that bad. Usually, we're always kind of inflating, right? Deflation is rare. So, prices have gotten more expensive. Going to breakfast where you could get the, $1.99 eggs and bacon and potatoes. I'd love to see those days come back, but I think they're long gone. You go to breakfast here where I live in California, and it's 2 people, it's $50 bill for a standard breakfast house. I mean, if it's an IHOP, you're probably looking at a $100 bill for 2 people because they're a ripoff. But anyway, that's what I would say. So this one's interesting. This one, we're gonna go fix this. If you can see, and let me move this. Let me see if I can move this screen out a little bit. Trying to move that around so I can see. Yeah. So I have the messages right on my monitor right in front of like what I'm looking at here. And so this has got damage in shipping, not to me, but to the customer, I think, when they bought it. And this is a Shocktech RAM, and it split the RAM housing and then bent the shaft. And this has already been straightened. This was bent pretty bad, but this has been put on a lathe and dial indicator on it and straightened and then polished, and any damage done to it is polished out. So this is good. We're going to get another RAM tube, which I have one right over here. Yeah, that's one right there. Yeah, there goes another RAM tube. And we're going to get this RAM put back together. We need the RAM housing. So this is what it looked like on there. There you go. You kind of, and it broke right at the end of the threads. We need to take this guy off. If I can get this fitting off. This fitting may not be good, because it may have took some damage on the fitting. We'll inspect and make sure if it doesn't leak, that'll be good to go. Put it in there. That's their parts. We're going to replace these other parts. Oh, here's my pick. What are the hydro dates? What are the hydro dates like on tanks? Depends on the tank. Typically 5 years by DOT standards, and it depends on the tank size on if that 5 year needs to be adhered to. I think on some of the smaller 13 CI tanks, I don't think they may have been put in to where they need to be hydroed. But you know, I should probably spin this to make sure it's not kitty wampus too. That looks like it's nice and straight. I can screw it on and look at it. Let's see. Oh, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So, yeah, it's usually 5 days or 5 years. Then you have to send it in for hydro. And then the tank will have a born-on date. And that born-on date, it's usually, oh, what is it? Hey, Aaron, the beard. Aaron's building some cool stuff. I'm not going to talk about it because it's his project. And he's building some cool stuff that I'm sure you guys will see here in the future. In the future. Is it 25 years or 15 years? No, 15 years for a tank. 15 years for a tank. And then it's from its born on day. So let's say it was born on in 2000, year 2000. So in 2015 is the last year that it can be hydroed. So essentially you can, I think that's how it is. I think you can literally keep it for another 3 years, but after that it's considered a dead tank, can't be used anymore. Now I do know that I have a tank out there that has a 35-year life expectancy on it. And see this one, yeah, it says around, a lot of times say around your tank, this says 15 years lifetime and 5-year rehydro. So I think at the end of 15 years you can't rehydro anymore. So if like you rehydro it on 2014, I think you're probably, I think it's good for 3 more years. It may only be good till for 1 year after that, up to the 15, and then you're done. And then let me look at this one right here. Some will say it. What's this one say? See, this is 2012. This is a dead tank. Doesn't say anything on this guy. Manufactured and designed. Yeah, so it's a DOT standard Department of Transportation, and I think it's how that's all done. I need to pull that O-ring out of here. Let's see. No, it won't leak. I could even challenge it. Okay, thank you, Dan. Dan Vazzani would know. He would know. He actually is not in the tank industry, but he is a technical son of a bitch. And I trust his knowledge a lot. So, anyway, there you go. That's it. But, and generally you'll find out if you're fucked in hydro or in anywhere else, is if you send it in for hydro, they just say, they usually drill a hole through your tank or something like that. They're kind of supposed to destroy it. Or you're at the fill station and they're checking hydro dates and they look at yours and you're like, yep, you're out. And they just red flag your tank. They won't let you fill. I'm trying to get this O-ring out of here. And it's not working that well. Come on. Come on, get out of there. Fighting an O-ring in here. Well, you son of a turkey biscuit. I think I need this guy. I need to tweak things a little bit. Give myself a little tiny bend on the end of this straight pick. There we go. Can I get in there? Ah, almost came out. Let me go out the other way. Let me try the other way. Why am I doing things the hard way? Come on. You know, you hate it when it fights you this much. Let me see. Why are you fighting me? I can take this apart if I want to, but I don't really want to take it apart. I want to get the O-ring, flick it out. Hey, John, how's it going? John builds a lot of cool guns, too. He has a nice collection. At least you haven't sold them all, John, have you? I can't get this. I'm fighting this damn O-ring. You know, when you want to just get online and do the easy stuff. Oh, I just got it. Just want to do the easy stuff, right? And then the easy stuff becomes the hard stuff. Why is it like that? Oh, I just pushed it right back in the spot. Oh, man, I feel like an idiot. I think Richard has a meme on replacing these stupid little O-rings. It's fun. Oh, it just went right back in. Ah, there it goes. There it is. It's almost out. It's good and out. Push. Keep on pushing this son of a bitch out. Get every different O-ring. Come on. You son of a bitch. Richard's laughing. If Richard's watching this, which I don't know if he is or not, he's laughing his ass off. He just did a funny meme about replacing this fucking O-ring. And I'm not even trying to put one back in. Got it out. You little son of a bitch. A little cleaning cloth down through there. Nope, not for sale. Use hey, there, you don't want to watch when I turn off the camera. What happens? People are like, "What are you doing?" Oh, let me see what we're looking for. Where are they? Shock Tech box. Right here. Shock Tech box. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun. Shock Tech box number 666. I use special O-rings. I gotta tell you my secrets. All my secrets. Got a lot of secrets. Every good tech, not saying I'm good, but every tech has their little secrets. I got mine, and I'm using colored O-ring, but it's not a colored O-ring. That's my secret. I don't know, I just put quality O-rings where they should be. Quality O-rings, if that makes any sense. Should put quality O-rings where they should be. Come on. It's almost there. Oh, it is in. Quality O-rings. Got went in so much easier than it came out. Okay, let's put a little. Oh, I need to put O-ring on this guy. The bumper's fine, but this is a number 10, and this needs a number 10 urethane because it's an older ShockTech RAM. And I just don't trust it. And I'm going to put Dow 33 for all the haters on this. Uh-oh. Like that. My little old Dow 33. We're going to go in like that. Yep, that's a good fit. And then I'm going to put my other lube on here. We're going to thread this through. Kind of thread that on. Kind of try to save that O-ring as much as possible. Don't burr it up. Oh, look at that. Little lube-a-doob on the outside. Just a little doobie-doobie do will happen. What's the body? It is a Meteor. It's like a first-gen Meteor. You know, see all the metric stuff on it, John? Customer's gone. It's a well-loved, you know, it's got the typical P-block wear, you know. We'll hopefully try to straighten out some shafts and stuff like that on it. But yeah, it's got some typical P-block wear. So that's good. This is, oh, you know what I should try today? I don't have those O-rings. So these are the original ShockTech red O-rings, and they're in really good shape. But they feel really loose in here. I don't know. I don't know. Uh-oh. Nope. Oh, there's the thin O-rings. My metric 1-buys. I have one size that I'm out of. I'll have to stretch on another size. No. What's this one right here that I have to stretch on? And we'll just stretch this guy on right. Oop, don't need two of them. I just put a little 1-by O-ring on here. Just enough to help put a little friction, and then even if it were to break off, it allows the Loctite to dry and hold everything in place. Yes, I Loctite these on. You can hate me as much as you want for that. You do what you want to do, but I'm building customers' guns that are sent it to me because they can't build their own stuff. Nothing against them. Not that they can't build, it's just that they don't want to. They don't want to. They just want a gun to work. So they just want it to work. They don't want to mess with it. And then there's tweakers, like a lot of us, that just want to mess with them. I'm just going to have that kind of sit right there, and then I'll move it back when it starts to thicken up. Okay. let's set this right here. I have a ShockTech LPR, needs to be gone through. If it's not leaking, if the valve is working, we leave it in there. Means it's good. I've got that damn A-Team song in my head. I send it to you because I need a professional. Well, I'm far from professional. Professional hack. These are 15s, they'll get replaced. This has never been taken apart. It's got the original lube. Because this vintage, he was using Dow 33 for his majority of his stuff. And this has got some Teflon tape on it. I'm going to take that off. I know why they put this on there. It just helps it to, on these little older LPRs from ShockTech, they don't have the set screw on it. I usually put a little Loctite on it, some blue lock or some purple Loctite low strength, and set it where it needs to be, and then usually that holds it. And people go, Loctite? Why you put Loctite on everything? So don't want to come apart. Fake mood lighting. Yeah, they are totally fake mood landing O-ring grade O-rings. Yeah, no, John knows. There is no way I'm a professional. Yeah, I'm the reason why there's professionals out there that need to fix my shit now. I am not perfect at all. I make a lot of mistakes, and that's okay. I'm okay with making mistakes. ShockTech O-ring box. I don't know why I have. It's the same size O-rings. I think this is like a number 15. I can't remember. There's a 16. I think it's a 16. It's a 16. Should be a 16. Let me see. Yeah, that's a 16. But I do need a couple 15s, which are right here. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, who's this? Got a message. All right, customer paid his invoice. He's getting his gun shipped. Yeah, these are 15s for sure. I'm the responsible professional. I don't know. There's some people in this chat that know what they're doing. I'm telling you, it's definitely not rocket science. It's just science without rockets. I gotta get some videos done. Customers are requesting video of their gun, so I gotta get that done. Sometimes I don't do videos. I like doing the live feed stuff. It's kind of nice. Jason's good at doing the live feed things. He has a good online persona. Angry Paintball. He's good at doing them. The shock jock of paintball. Oh, let's see. This is so everyone can see it. It's so true. No way I'm a professional. Yeah. I was a professional firefighter. I actually say I was a professional at that. I had formal training, education. A professional bullshitter. I'm that. I always inspect. This has got, it's this little screw right here is the same screw that's used. It's the same type of screw as like a jam nut screw. It's a jam. There's a name for it, but it's actually being used how it's really designed to be used. And these ShockTech LPRs have a filter here, which protects the. That filter protects the rake seats. Why the rake seats last a long time? It protects a lot of grime from getting in there. But what it doesn't protect, and I've asked ShockTech to change this, but the problem is they buy like 10,000 of these little screws, and so they'd be throwing away a whole bunch. Is these are steel, and if you got moist air that goes in, this will rust, and the rust water will penetrate through this little filter. It's a coarse filter. It's for like dust and sand and stuff like that. And the rust water will deposit on that little seal in there. And when it does that, all hell breaks loose. You know, it'd be really cool on this. I don't want to. I had this like mint 99 ShockTech LPC chamber, and that would look really cool on here. But it's got a home already on a Meteor. But it would look really good on this. Okay, so let's take this guy. Yeah, that is, you have hit the nail on the head there, Aaron. That's right, you never really start learning. You always try to strive to be better. And, you know, being professional, I think a little bit is sharing your profession and your knowledge with others, too. In a positive way. And so I just beat people out among the head and face, saying, why are you doing it that way? No, I don't do that. But it's right. It's always learning, and it's always trying to strive to be better. So that you're very, very right on that. That needs to be posted up here. I think this is what I'm commenting on, because like people on Facebook can't see the YouTube comments, and the YouTube comments can't see the Facebook comments. So yeah, I'll try to post them up there. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that's starting to set up. There we go. Okay, let's put a little Loctite on this. Jason, if he's watching, I don't know if he's still watching or not. He was on here a little while ago. He's probably cringing because, you know, how he applies Loctite is different than how I apply Loctite. And of course, I'm right and he's wrong. No. We just have a couple different ways of doing it. And his way is actually cleaner. I will admit that. He applies it to the hole first. I apply it to the thing, and then I go and clean it with a Q-tip and waste a Q-tip. But yeah, it's funny because I remember he was showing how he did it, and I was laughing. I go, that's completely opposite how I do it, but it gets the job done, and his way's a little cleaner. So I will admit he does a better job than I do on applying Loctite. But that's it. No, just kidding. Jason does good work. There's a lot of really good techs out there, and just let them be there. Let them be good. We're gonna have to find a ShockTech sticker for this one. So this is what I'm gonna do here. I have some purple Loctite right here. We're gonna put a little purple Loctite on this. Oh yeah, it's low strength purple Loctite. Put a little tension on it, and it will be good in the hood. I do know I have to probably take the shaft off. It's bent right here at the tip, and I can just see it wiggle just a little bit. It's so small. That's an easy fix. Easy to chuck that up and see how that works. But let's just see what things look like as we get things back together. can actually put that on. So I don't know why it didn't put Loctite on that. I got that damn A-Team song in my head. No, I'm not. I appreciate the sentiment. I am not the best tech. I learn a lot from other guys. There's guys out there that are grinding it out too, and they have some good techniques. I don't even want to show you a gun that I'm not charging the customer for, because it's a gun that I'm giving up on. I've given up now on 3 guns. 4 guns I've given up on in probably the last 15 years, and where they just don't want to work no matter what you try to do at it. One was a Resurrection here not too long ago, and the customer that didn't know how to work on stuff, he ended up trial and erroring it and called me and asked me questions, and I said, yeah, do this, try that, yeah, see if it works. And he came up with a reasonable solution, but he found out by trial and erroring that he did the same thing I did, and because he didn't want to take no for answer, which I completely respect. Right? He wanted his stuff working. Of course, I did that in reverse order, but I can get that on. Do I want to polish this? They need to be. I'm probably gonna replace these little stainless steel screws. That's actually in really good shape. Let's see, what else do I have here? We can take the pump arm real quick, and we can thread it on. Ooh. I wear bifocals, and these aren't bifocals, but they have like a weird like bifocal-ish in them, and things look bent a lot. It's my yellow glasses. Yeah, these aren't. So, this is an 1/8 inch Allen goes in the bottom here. Tell us the story. No, we're not getting down there. The Resurrections, you want a good running Resurrection, don't put any other upgrade parts on it. Just replace O-rings. That's all. That's all you got to do. See, this is... Oh, that's what's going on. That's what's going on there. Well, why is that not wanting to stop there? That needs a bumper at the end. And 90 durometer number 10. 1090. I have it right here. I have one of these guys too. I'm gonna try one of each. I just, Resurrections are good. They have a lot of machining issues, and the later ones, the early ones, were actually pretty decent. I think just have a lot of machining issues. I don't necessarily like. Kind of want to just see where this spins. I don't really like this. Is this an ANS? I think it's an ANS one. Let's see, go all the way to the end. Yeah, let's see how much we need to back that out to make it look halfway decent. I'm just pre-fitting stuff. Oh yeah, that's pretty far. So I think what I'm going to do is this is an older ShockTech RAM. Come on, get out of there. Okay, that one's out. Is this the one? No, that's not the one. Where are they? I thought I had them in here. No, those aren't there. It's not these guys. Oh, I have all these in here. They're the wrong size. Dude, where did I put put those? Oh, they're in here, I think. They're right here. Oh, here they are. Here's theirs. Yeah, those are them. Poke that guy all the way down there. Come on. Stop being a retard. Get down there. There we go. Yeah, I think I like that better. That's got a good stick out there. It's got a lot of... Yeah, I think that's going to work. I put a little thicker bumper in there. I use... I don't know what size. It's a 100 series O-ring instead of a 90-10. And then ShockTech finally started putting a 100 series O-ring on the end of their pistons as an integrated stuff. They have a number 6 90 that's on the inside piston. It's the rearward travel one, and then they have a piece of dirt in there. Then they have a 90 drometer number 100 series on the front. And what was potentially happening is that when they had a number 9010 at the end of the cylinder, after time it would wear out a little bit from getting smashed a lot. If it was getting smashed a lot. Man, I don't really... It's got a pointy thing on the end. Hold on, clean this off and get my file and clean it down. Just poor made products. Got a parting tip on there that's annoying. It's gonna be filed down. You know, like when you part this off, and it's got the little piece. If your machinist got the little piece left there, it's sharp, poking me. Huh, drives me nuts. But anyway, the O-ring would go sideways. It didn't really happen on a lot of ShockTech guns because Danny doesn't gap his back blocks. He's engineers back blocks, so you don't need to do that. I like to go through, I like to give as much thread protrusion as I can. I'm going to just set that off right here and to get nice and tight. Anyway, but they'd go sideways in there, and then the ram wouldn't close all the way, and it was an issue, and they fixed it. They changed it. You can, if you have an older ram and it's having a problem, you can order just the ram piston segment and just swap it out and pull that number 10 90 urethane out of the end of the tube. Just pick it out and it'll come out. And you can have the new one if you're so inclined. They are good at making you spend more money. That's it. Tell us the story. Yeah. I had it was a War Games product, Murder Inc., which was a store out of Texas that wanted to make Murder Inc. cockers, and they had a design, and Bud did them for them, and they only were going to do like 50 guns, and Bud did 50 guns or 25 Murder Incs. or something like that, and then, but when he did like 100 Murder Incs. and sold 25 to them, and maybe it was only 25, and they did their run of stuff, and then they didn't do it anymore, and then Bud just started selling Murder Incs. just because they were popular. And so if you had a Murder Inc. that was in a serial number at below a certain number, it was a true Murder Inc. from the Texas store, and if it was above a certain number, then it was Murder Inc. that Bud just put together and sold, the Murder Inc. guns. And I had one of those that it wasn't a True Murder ink. It was a later one, and it was just machined. The body was, the lower tube was machined. When I really looked at it, it was machined off at an angle. And everything just would not work on that gun. I tried so much stuff to get that gun working. And to be like a good working gun, and it just didn't work good. Just fought me tooth and nail. So that needs to be polished. So I can put that in. Let's look at the frame. We got here. What do we got? I think I need a metric wrenchy. A Frenchy that's metric. Let's see. Are they? Yeah, they are. They are metric, and they're held in good. And they're nice and tight. I have Wargames trigger plate. Looks pretty nice. Yeah. It has this really rusty pin we're not going to use. We've got this guy. Got that. Oh, they've got both springs there. So the Meteors, they don't have a hole in the front here where they run a drill down and it widens out this bottom hole, so you need a smaller spring to fit in there. And I want to put oil on the spring before I do anything. Put a little oil here in the corner and soak this spring in it. Get it nice and coated in oil. I'd rather not have that spring be, you know. This gun is going to Florida, I think. So, I'd rather have it, a little oil on it so it doesn't rust. Here's the trigger shoe. And I have a C around here somewhere, don't I? Yeah, right here. He has a little psychoballistics sear, I think it is. Psychoballistics or Omega sear. And this is Omega sear that's hardened. It's a 50-50 chance if they were hardened or not. Put a little bit of oil on there. That's good. This pin is, it's steel and it's no longer good, and I have replacement pins. Let me find them real quick. Whoa. You feel like you gotta squeeze one off. Just feel something brewing. I got that. Okay. Oh, I need to order some more of these pins. You need glue on them. Oh, I got these out. 10 by 32. They need to go in here. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. I'll put this little spring. Oh, I can leave it there. I got a bunch of these. I got a whole bunch of 10 by 32 quarter inch. So I'm always needing a quarter inch 10 by 32 or something. So I bought some. Bought some there and there. Okay, got that. And I can go up there. Let's see how this pins. Oh, it slides through oh so nicely. We know it slides through there good. Let's see how it slides through here. Oh, nice. Put a little bit of oil in there. There we go. Let's see. Oh, man, let's see. Anything else going on that's exciting? Oh, I don't want to lose that spring. Oh, yeah, it's right up there. So we're going to put the spring in. Get this trigger plate. Drop him in. I'm going to try to do a little pushy with this guy. Oh, spring just came out. That's a big bummer. Spring goes in. Oh, got fuzz on it. Piece of fuzz all over it. Spring goes in. Try not to be dumb. There we go. Feels good. To me, I would rather see a little bit higher tension on that. But I think we'll be fine on this guy. We're going to put that guy in here. Oh, we're going to get him pushed down into place. Uh-oh. Run this guy on the backside and wiggle it around. Come on. Wiggle, wiggle. I had it there. There it is. Oh, it feels good. Any fun facts? Hey, Black Friday's coming. That's a fun fact. Time to waste some money. What did I see? Black Friday stuff. HK Army. If you're into HK Army stuff. I saw an ad from Nova Paintball today. It's having a Black Friday thing. I saw, who else having Black Friday? I'll have to talk to ShockTech, see if they're going to do anything. They may or may not be. Feels pretty good. What should, if ShockTech would do a Black Friday, what should it be? What is going to float your boat to buy stuff? What percentage off? Like 10%? Oh, are these freaking metric? No, they're not metric. I'm just being dumb. I'm using the wrong Allen key. Oh my God, I'm using the wrong Allen key. I don't need more. I'm doing good, Cyclone. I have cancer, and they are working on it. I still have all my hair because I'm not doing any radiation, which is good. And I have bladder cancer. They cut some stuff out of me. Cancer. Still have my bladder, thank God. And I've had a couple surgeries. I had a couple emergency room visits from surgeries. Some long ambulance rides. Lots of bills. And let's see. That's all going good. I actually have an appointment with my doctor in December. It's literally, actually, it's probably 1 year it's 1 year to date from finding out I got cancer. It's from my cancer birthday, I guess, which is, yay, a cancer birthday. Yay. I gotta be careful putting this here too, because this is, so anyway, so health-wise, I'm doing good. Doing good, I think. I think everything's being worked out. 11/16 factory ShockTech valves. Yeah, they have them. Fat rats. Is that every time you're asking about them? Well, the two people that worked on that project are probably, well, I know one's in the group right now, and the other one was in the group. One you're looking at, one of them. And the other one is Dan Bizzani. He did all the, well, the story behind the Fat Rat is we were at Danny Love's house at the den of ShockTech. I think I'm going to go backwards like that. I'll look a little bit better. And so we were there. Do I want it forwards? Do I do it forwards or do it where it's a little backwards like that? I don't know. I kind of like it, kind of like the backwards way. It doesn't rub into your hand. Yeah, that's the way I do it. And so anyway, we're at Danny Love's house and we're sitting there looking, you know, I'm running around trying not to look like an idiot. So I'm so excited looking at all this shit that a lot of people don't get to see. And which was really cool. So Dan Bizzani and myself, Killshot Customs Dan, the Maelstrom, the Kraken, who was in here a little while ago. Hopefully still is or not. And Danny Love goes, what other things should we make, shock tech wise? And Dan Bizzani and I think simultaneously said 11/16 rat valve. And Danny wasn't pleased that we said. He was like, well, I really don't see the need for those. And we're like, look, there's no one making them. Inception was out of them. AK was out of them. CCM was kind of did its thing. Let's see, go back so the pink finger doesn't rest on it awkwardly. Update is. Oh, here, I'll show Beetlejuice. I'll show you a little trick. Yeah, I put it on backwards. Like that, like sticking out the tail end. Because then your hand is kind of free here. I'll show you a trick. Beetlejuice. No, not Beetlejuice. Who is it? Oh yeah, Beetlejuice. So you're talking about this design that everything, look at the pin just came out, everything just flew out. You're gonna love this. This is perfect. I'll just set it right there. This is primer. This is green Loctite primer. We're gonna primer up the pin. Okay. I'm gonna get my pair of pliers. I want to set it off to let it kind of dry. I don't want it to be like sitting in it. I'm always worried I'm going to knock this bottle over. This stuff's not cheap. I'm going to primer up the hole where that pin goes in. Get a bunch of primer in there. There we go. And we got to let that primer dry. Okay. The annoying part is this little guy right here. You know, to me is annoying too. I wish there was some sort of like a little C-clip that would catch it so it wouldn't fly out. But the biggest annoying part is this stupid little pin, and it's not. It's a custom ground pin. So if you lose it, you gotta buy another one. It's kind of, I've made them out of dowels and they'll work, but they don't work as nice, and they are very irritating. But put the grippies on here too. Let's just see how this looks. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I put the, oh, okay, yeah, so it doesn't rest on your pinky like this right down here. Yeah, okay, hey, look at, I'm a drop forward guy. I admit it. I'm not afraid to say I'm a drop forward guy. Hey, I'm about tucking that shit in nice and tight. You know, I'm not afraid. And you make fun of me all day long. I like drop forwards. You ask Shane Burns, he's in here. He makes fun of me all the time. Sees me with my drop forward. Look at you with your drop forward, fool. Foo. Yeah. I like drops. Oh, that one's a little tight. I have the Allen key thing. There we go. Put these little set screws in here, get them started so I don't lose them. All right, let's see if that's dried enough. Green Loctite right here. Kind of give it a little shake. We're going to put a little daub of green Loctite on the pin. You see where I'm going with this. Now, if people have watched my stream before, they see me do this. Green Loctite. This is Loctite brand Henkel 680, and this is the primer for it. It's SF 7649 primer. This bottle will last you a long time. Yeah, it's almost stuck. So what I do is I just make sure that Yeah, and I don't want to get. You want to see there's like all this Loctite that's dripped down there. I'm gonna wipe all that off. It all needs to come off. I don't want any Loctite residual on there. Oops. Because you will Loctite this thing closed. And that is not good. So what happens is now this pin is Loctited in place, and guess what? It doesn't fall out. Aaron, all my markers have, brother, you and I are going to get along really good. Trex arms over here, yeah. Drop forwards are people who voted for, hey Burns. Hey Drew Pass. Burns, what's that about backwards drop forwards? Yeah, I'm definitely a drop forward guy. Good way to get the Loctite off is choose a toothbrush and just brush it out of there. Make sure it's not on either side. And so that pin is Loctited in there. You can still get it out. Just a little bit of temperature on here, and that stuff will cut. This pin will slide out just fine. But now, when you take this, when this comes flying apart, and that pin goes on the ground, the pin's not going to come out. And you know how when a lot of people say that, hey, look, I really want to call this my idea. I came up with this. And then they go, well, I didn't really come up with it, someone else did, and this person that showed me. I can actually say I came up with this idea because it bothered me so much that I have one of these guys that I have drilled and tapped on the top here with a little 5x40 screw that a little tiny one it's a little set screw that holds it in place. And then I'm looking at it one day and I'm like, why don't I just get some primer and some 680 and just glue that son of a bitch in there? You could essentially, if you don't have 680 and stuff like that, you have some silicone glue, like clear silicone or caulking for your bathroom. You could put a little caulking on it, slide it in there, and then just brush off the remaining caulking and let it dry, and it'll do exactly the same thing. So you don't need 680 to do this. You know, it's just what I have. And I do it because it sets right away, and it's done. It's locked in. I'm done. I don't have to worry about letting this sit there and dry. It is done. Let's take this off and slide it on here real quick. Wow, why is that so tight? I really think some of the quality this stuff is sometimes going downhill. Certain things. I'm not going to screw these screws in tight. I'm just so it doesn't slip off. I don't think it would slip off anyway. So, but yeah. So there you go. Who was asking that question? It was Beetlejuice. So Beetlejuice, I hope you're looking at this. I hope you're going out and you're looking for that tube of silicone, some RTVs, some gasket, whatever. If you're an automotive guy or you're a construction guy, a little bit of clear silicone you can get down for like caulking around your sink or something like that. That'll work just perfect. That actually feels really good. Nice feeling trigger. So let's put the grippies on here. I got that here. Let's just get the grips on while we're at it. Because I don't think I'm going to be adjusting the glide screws. I think they were good when I took them off. Here's the grip screws. 1, 2. 1, 2. Where's that? 3, 4. Oh, wait. No, maybe these are the grip screws. These are something else. I don't know what those are for. Oh, let's see. Just gonna warn everyone. Shane is the OG form troll. He's the one that taught me how to troll. And he's reason he's a good troll because he just doesn't give a fuck. Shane's a good friend. Good friend, known him for a long time. Him and Dan Bazzani, Killshot Customs, and I were the OG Super Game Custom Cocker booth, Killshot Custom booth, Autococker.com booth. We're the OGs of that booth. Let's just kind of clean this up a little bit. And he's the master of dropping the kind FU troll. Then watching what happens. I kind of wish this had a little stiffer springs. I think that's a little too soft. But oh, these are the screws for the ball detents. Yeah. All right. So let's see. We can put O-rings on this guy. It's just an O-ring show. That's all we do. We just do a show on how to flip on O-rings on and off. Let's try some 15s. I don't think they're 15s. I think they're 14s. But let's see. Oh no, they're probably 15s. Oh, let's see what a 14 feels like. Let's see if I like a 14 or a 15 better. Oh, 14's where it's at. 14 has got just the right amount of grub. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Just the right amount. And we're gonna get a little bit of light lube on there. Don't need much. There we go. So I don't know what else to do on this thing. I gotta polish some parts out. That's over in Polish Wheel, and I don't have my outside cam set up and the shop cam set up yet. I got this rag I gotta go through. That means I have to take it apart. I gotta get the top off, and I gotta do that outside. Have the tool outside. So I don't know. Let's see, that Meteor we spoke about on the phone, but I ended up handing it over to my cousin, LOL. So what's that? I don't know what you're talking about. Gabriel, I think that's Gabriel. Gabriel Diaz. Were you supposed to send me a Meteor? I know we've talked on the phone. I talk to so many people every day, and I lose track of what gun's what. Like, people don't put any paperwork in with their gun. I don't know whose gun it is. I get photos of them, but sometimes I say, please put paperwork in, so I don't lose these things. You know, please put paperwork in. So I don't put that on until. Oh, let's see, is that nice and tight? Yes, I need to move it a little bit though. It's probably still a little loose, so I can, yeah, just enough loose. Let's do this. That goes here, that goes here, this goes here. I need a cocking rod, which is, oh, I don't have a cocking rod because I don't have it in there. Ball detents. I need to get some spider ball detents. Okay, the people that he talks to every day are in his head. That is true. There's no lie on that. There's a lot of accuracy on that. Let's see, what's this guy's name? That was phone number. Oh, I have this. This guy's name is Felix. Miami, Florida. I can say his last name, but this is Felix, his gun. Let's see. I just want to see how this looks. So I'm going to screw this guy in here. I don't think that is bent. I think my bifocal glasses were bent. There we go. Nice little gap. Let's see if it's bent. So sometimes it may, like if it's bent, it's going to want to pull out like that. And it may be a little, and there's a way to straighten that after I get everything on there. Yeah, so we can figure that one out. But she's looking pretty good. It's a good looking gun, nice shooting gun. And we may put in the tactics in here. They're new. I didn't order one. I did talk to Gene from Autococker Parts yesterday. You know, he owns War Games, and he was working on packaging. I told him, I said, "Hey, they look good. Nice. Presenting the package is nice. You know, you didn't spend all the money on the package and nothing on the engineering. So I'd rather see more money spent on the design than the package." I'm kind of a big proponent of that. Sometimes I think packages are, you throw them in the garbage can. So, let's see. Hey now, Jake seems pretty level-headed minus the whole Automag thing. Who are you guys talking about? What are we talking about? I'm missing out. That's the meter we spoke about on the phone, but interdependent over to my cousin. Oh, you mean the one I'm working on right now? The meter you're rebuilding. I had originally bought it, but ended up selling it. Oh, that's right. He is your brother. I forgot about that. Yeah, okay. That's funny. Let's see. Thoughts on the Tactics Delta ZFR on the Gunfighter? I think it's a really neat engineered device. I have one. I've installed a couple. They're a bitch to install, but when they get installed, they're nice. I think it's like anything. When you introduce something that is designed without, I gotta be really careful with that because I like Gant. Gant's a great guy, and I like their products. Sometimes when you engineer something that is designed without talking to the designer that engineered the frame, and I don't know how much they talked to Danny. I don't think they talked to him that much because I talked to Danny a lot, and I don't think they did. Is that to make sure that there's certain things that are put in it, and so you get them set up right, they work good. I was part of helping out on the Killshot Customs plate that worked with ShockTech at the time. Dan Vazzani worked with ShockTech at the time of doing that. Shane Burns was part of that project also. We were prototypers that we tested stuff. And that was the Gen 1 bodies. And I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's kind of hard to install and they get set right. But I have not long-term used them, so I cannot say what long-term is. But some guys love them. So I think it's what your preference is. You know, so I think that's that. Yeah, I got a new... Is there anyone else? I don't understand. Hey, Jake seems pretty level-headed, minus the whole Automag thing. I don't understand that, Shane. Am I missing something on that one? Are you the one with the vertebrae? Just got my Oracle. I don't have a vertebrae. I didn't buy any of the War Games stuff. I was hoping for a different body style, to be honest. I like Oracles, but there's a lot of Oracles out there already, so it's kind of like, it is cool that it's 11/16 and all that good stuff. So And then Buff Pro, yes, I'm the Vert guy on Reddit, Facebook, and MCB. The Vert guy. Okay. Am I missing comments here? Okay, so that's okay. That's that. Oh, I see. I see what's going on. That is saying. Oh yeah, Jake is pretty. So I get it. Okay, I'll scroll up a little bit. I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah. No, I talk to Jake a lot too. Jake, I like Jake from Beerworks. He does good work. He is an automated guy. The funny thing is, I'll be honest. All of us techs, we think we're the best. We think our shit don't stink sometimes. I'm guilty as anyone with that, and sometimes that arrogance. We all want to think that we do good work. I want to think I do good work, right? And we're not criticizing anyone else's work, but I think there's this hidden game of who's the best, and the reality is no one. No, but I think I think that's a kind of a winning attitude. So like you think that you're the best. You think you just do things a little bit different. I know if we sat all these techs down in a room, the arrogance would be strong in the air, and it'd be entertaining. And either you're gonna have people get along, or you're gonna have people that are gonna walk out, and you'll see probably like groups, like high school cliques, like circle around a table and stuff like that. I'm sure you'd see that. And a lot of it is, or it could just be that everyone sits there and shares ideas too, because I know that we do the super game thing, and we had a whole bunch of techs. We had Jake from Beerworks was there, myself, Shane Burns, Killshot Jason Anto, Killshot Customs Dan, Ryan Jameson, Mark Davis, a whole bunch of stuff, and we all would hang out and BS, and we all had our little, and then eventually you would be sitting there talking and you feel comfortable with the person, right? You're like, oh, okay, they're not their video persona or something like that. They're actually a pretty nice person. And then like your little secrets come on. Hey, well, I do this. This is what I do. And you start sharing stuff, and then you start realizing that you all do the same thing. And it's just an autococker, and there's really only so many ways to skin a cat to a certain degree. I think that it'd be no different if you had a whole bunch of like, LS5 builders or LS engine builders that they're building LS engines. They're all going to have their own little technique and thing. Yeah, sharing is always caring. Yeah, it's the care bear way. That's why I don't work outside. So, yeah, it's stuff. I appreciate that, Cycle. I'm not the best. I definitely appreciate it. To say that I'm the worst, so however you gun I pick up. If I go to marker, people just keep sending them. Yeah, no, I like I've had runs where I'm always like panicked. Like I get a gun back to someone, and there's this fear that I'm going to get this phone call. I just wait for the next month, and every phone call when the guns go back, and now it's like I don't care because they're just going back constantly, and it's. Yeah, I get this like, am I going to get the phone call that says, hey dude, my shit doesn't work? And that's the worst phone call, because you don't want them to be unhappy. You want them to be a happy customer. You want them to come back and send you more stuff and be confident in your abilities. And so it's frustrating when that happens. But I do what Shane does when it comes to that. I just add more green Loctite. I'll tell you this. I was never a Loctite proponent. I got the System X guns would come from System X branded with red Loctite, everything locked down on it. And I remember back then I get those guns and I could go, man, I can't even. It's so hard to take it apart to change bad O-rings, and it was really frustrating. And I was a proponent of no Loctite. And like I had a bottle of blue that was like brand new for a long time. I found the purple. This is my bottle. Purple labels come off of it. The purple stuff, it's a low strength. I used that all over the place until I started having failures, like on pump arms and just coming loose. And on my own stuff, right? This is when I was just doing my own stuff for the most part. and because I was always changing parts and testing different things, and but then I'd get out there, I'd always have to bring like 2 guns to the fields, maybe because there'd be one that would fail because I didn't Loctite something down. Now when I do customers' guns, their guns are Loctited, and but I make sure that the Loctite, that the system that I use is easily removable with a little bit of heat. And it's not, you never use red Loctite. I use, the Vibotype 122 right here, and then this is the purple Vibotype 111, and then the green 680, because I do Shock Tech warranty stuff, and that's their Loctite that they want me to use. And takes the same amount of heat. All these take the same amount of heat to break free. This just is less forced to break free. But if they all get the same amount of heat on it, they'll all just come free. They'll all be easily come free. So, I don't know. That's the way I look at it. What's this? Buff says 100% of no one is the best. I'm still fairly new to Cockers, but I've been taking ideas from everyone. I learned to tech. I've changed some theories. Yeah, I think the fun thing is learning. Is understanding how it works, and there's understanding low pressure. Where does low pressure? It's like, I think this is I call this right here, the shape right here. This is a factory War Games Products gun, and this is a IWTF, I went too far gun. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get this point right here. This is the gun that just really works good. And this you can use this bell curve for everything. It's like standard War Games gun works good. I can do some improvements on. And you do some improvements, you come up, it still works good. I think you can do some more improvements and upgrades or whatever, and you finally get up here, and pretty soon you start tilting over, and you're getting this diminishing returns, and pretty soon it's like, what the fuck? It just doesn't work. And it's easy, and same with low pressure. There's a point that the gun is going to like a certain pressure, and it's going to want to really work efficiently and effectively there. And if it doesn't, then you're just kind of going backwards. And sometimes you get so caught in that I bought this valve, and everyone else is, a lot of people are saying they're getting all these things, but my gun's not. It's not working as good. But the other valve worked better. And it's this like arrogance of saying, I spent $100 on this valve or $60 on this valve. It's going to work, until they get so frustrated and they put it back to factory. And I always say to like all my War Games part, I always would be able to go back to factory. And I'm like, okay, let me work backwards back to factory. And I would find out that, so I have a trilogy that is definitely approaching, but it's still work. Yeah, we get it. The best. Let's see this. Yeah, I get it, man. I'm good about turning working guns into non-working guns. It's just sometimes, the designer that built the gun maybe did all this testing and did this already and said, I found that the best, that I'm best living in this realm right here, right? Down here. And that's the safest place to sell a gun to someone that doesn't know how to work on it, especially an autococker, or tune it. And I get up here, it could teeter over being working and not working. So you try to get to the highest point, and if you can, just max. Yeah. But what I dig about it is just doing is trying to find this over here, and then going, okay, let me back, this is not working, let me back up and see where it's working, and trying to find that pinnacle, like you say, and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of, so let's We'll post this one. Yep, I agree with that. And I think this is hilarious because we've all been there. And I agree with you, Corey, 100% on this. Yeah. So, yeah, it's definitely, I don't know, I think gets my mind going. And, I don't know, it's fun. At times it's fun. Sometimes I just want to pull my hair out. There's a lot of times that I just need to step away from working on paintball guns for a couple days and just get a breather. So anyway, well, everyone's been here long enough with me, and I appreciate the time coming and visiting. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe and the little bell there and all that shiny stuff. If you're on Facebook, I don't know what the fuck they do on Facebook. Like the post, I guess. Share and like it. It should post up here in a day or so, over a couple hours. But I appreciate everyone coming in and having good chatter tonight. And you guys have a great Thursday. And don't forget, tomorrow's garbage day. At least for me it is. So, I know it could be for you. But tomorrow I think is Friday. Is it? Hold on. Yeah, it is Friday. So, and you guys have a great... Yeah, yep, I like to cook regular too. So, no problem, guys. Everyone have a great afternoon or evening. And thanks for showing up. Everyone take care.